Amazing flat earth pictures taken in moon. God damn it, that's the kind of title I would use to take the piss. This isn't going to be good, is it?
Okay, with this video I'd like to help you understand what is the moonlight.
What is the moonlight? Who am the sun? Why are the sky?
And that in fact the moon, the sun, the stars are in fact lights.
Wrong, right, and mostly right, seeing as some stars are various light reflection, refractions, etc. Meh, you can have 2 out of 3. Pretty high for a flatard, I'm impressed.
The moon itself is at a height of 32.234 miles high.
Right, either you mean it's 32 miles high or 32 miles above the Earth, and I gotta tell you, that's wrong. I mean, if we're gonna go by size, it's about 1,080 miles in diameter, so you're wrong by about 33-fold. Now that's bad enough, but if you mean distance from the Earth, and I think you do, the real distance is 238,855.086 miles. That's over 7,410 times wronger. Woo lad. Good job.
That's just over 170,000 feet.
Well, holy crap, that's actually correct. At least you can maths to some degree.
Now let me explain to you, at that altitude, that height above the flat plane of Earth, what you call Earth the dirt.
Height? And please, do explain to me. I live for this shizzler.
You run into a different atmosphere or concentration of gases.
Why, yes. I wonder what makes all the gases layer at different densities. I'll bet it's some kind of force.
You run into what are called lighter than air gases, and one in particular, neon. Neon allows, as you know, things to glow.
Yes, when electricity is passed through it, and it tends to need to be enclosed to do that effectively. Not sure there's a lot of gas tubes floating around up there, buddy. Also, is your claim that the neon gas up there is what gives the moon its glow? Because neon glows reddy-orange. It'd have to be argon to be even close to the moon you're showing here, as it gives off a sort of bluey-whitish type colour. Still not right, but I don't know where you're going with this, so let's continue, please.
Alright, so this is just pictures of the moon light coming into view. And as you can tell, it's quite bright.
Yes, sunlight reflecting off lightly coloured objects is quite bright. It's why white buildings appear to glow on particularly sunny days.
And what I'm going to do is with the next few photos and just blend them in while I tell you some things, is just take a long exposure shot, which is just allowing...
Would you go get a tripod, please? Your shaking is starting to make me feel ill. It's always the same with you swines. God forbid you get some decent equipment to collect your evidence or what have you. No, it's always got to be the shittiest, shakiest, blurriest crap mankind has ever created, to make sure whatever it is you're trying to demonstrate is completely unclear to anyone and everyone. Also, yeah, I thought I could put up with a black border, but I can't. Someone please teach these people some basic video editing etiquette. I'm terrible at this crap, but I at least know how not to make it look like a 3-year-old shot it.
As much light into the camera as it can take, and then that's going to highlight the sky for you and show you that in fact the illusion, the blue illusion, can also then be created at night, depending on how long you want to leave your shutter open.
A long exposure in a clearly light polluted area is going to make the sky look very blue at night. Pull the other one. It's got bells on. That's witchcraft, that is.
Okay. So then, with that in mind, you have this idea of the moonlight, and you can see this. If you notice these images, you're going to see a splashing on the side of colors, red and blue, making a purplish. Alright, it's going to be off to the side.
Do you mean chromatic aberration, the effect of light being bent wrong through a lens? That's a real bastardization, but I'm going to put it simply. Because, you know, lenses aren't human eyes, so of course they capture light differently. Now, Not all lenses are created equally, so you'll see it less in a multi-million-dollar film, which will also have the benefit of post-production to reduce it further, or even entirely, and you'll see it far more in unedited dipshit photography. You know, like yours.
And what that is that's going to be the source of this projection.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, probably the stupidest thing you're going to hear all week. Oh God, I hope. Please don't get stupider. I'm not sure if I could take it.
Now, each one of these, the sun included.
You think that a visual artifact generated by your incredibly crappy camera proves that the moon and the sun and whatever else are projections. That is some weapons-grade stupid you're packing there, mate. I may have to report you to NATO to get some inspectors round to disarm that shit. Crikey.
Has a source of projection. This one in particular is I've taken a photograph of it. I'm going to show you that as soon as I explain a little bit more of the mechanics of this to you.
I seriously doubt you could explain the mechanics of a seesaw, mate.
So then you have a plane, and planes are nothing more than atmosphere changes precisely.
I'm assuming you mean atmospheric layers, because I don't even want to think on what your ideas about aeroplanes are if you can't even understand the fucking moon.
Allowing and disallowing combustion, let's say at 172,000 feet, where then the O2 is at 0. So then combustion is just out the window.
Right, for a bog standard flame type combustion doesn't prevent nuclear combustion though. You know, the thing the sun and stars do. And the sunlight reflects off the moon, so it doesn't even need to combust. For Christ's sake, where are you going with this?
So then you look at this idea and you have to understand, why is then this thing being projected?
It isn't.
Sometimes to where it looks like you can see clouds behind it.
Ugh, that was a terrible transition. And no, you can't. You can see the light passing through the clouds and the clouds being thin enough that you can't distinguish between them and the light, making them appear, and I use that term extremely loosely, as if the clouds are behind. Kinda. Although, most of the time, denser portions of the cloud will still be opaque, making it bloody obvious where the cloud actually is. Let's take this fuckwits video and I'll actually explain for you, at least as far as my dumbass can. You see how the darker parts of the clouds are in front, but the lighter, wispier clouds along the edge seem to disappear. You think that's just a coinkydink? Even portions of the thick cloud become transparent when in front of the moon. How do you people not get this shit?
And that is because you're seeing clouds behind it that are farther down the plane, for example.
No, you're wrong. You don't understand how light works at all. I'm surprised you haven't blinded yourself yet sticking light bulbs in your eye sockets in an attempt to get night vision.
If you see this rising in the state of Arizona, which is just on a map.
Arizona is on a map? What madness is this? Arizona is on a slice of pizza, we all know that.
A close distance to the state of California, where I am in particular, someone will see this rise at this level in Arizona and not see it yet in California. It will not be visible in the sky.
Or perhaps the Earth is, curved somehow? Like it's some sort of spherical object like everything else within the observable universe? So when one can see it, it takes some time before the next has it come into view? Nah, that'd be a stupid explanation.
That then proves to you that this is a lot closer to the ground than you've been told.
Yeah, because, making observations and experimenting aren't proof. Making dumb assumptions based on a presupposed conclusion is the only real evidence.
And it's also a projected light. As you can see here, look to the right side, you see that almost trumpet piece or flute opening?
No, I can't, because you make blurry images like that. With enough time, patience, skill and a decent bit of kit, an amateur can produce pictures like this. And while I'm at it, can I introduce you guys to cropping and panning? Let's say you have your picture and you actually put some time and effort and learned a thing or two about photography and you replicate something akin to this picture. We're going to use it as the example. Instead of them filming your photo like a hyperactive gibbon with Parkinson's, you can do this. Isn't that so much nicer to look at? And if you want to draw someone's attention to a particular detail, you can, instead of vibrating over the section, you can get a nice, clean, stable shot, and anyone can actually tell what the hell you're banging on about. See?
That is then from the projector, all right? And then that is at a higher plane projecting that, what you see as the so-called moon.
Or just throwing it out there, instead of a complicated, incredibly difficult to pull off in perpetuity conspiracy hoax involving literally every major government putting together an elaborate scheme involving crazy projectors that don't exist in any other settings and the need for apparently invisible supports, perhaps you are wrong about the flat earth and the fake moon, etc, etc, and the natural explanations for these things that account for basically every aspect of their behaviour is right instead.
Alright, now what I want to do is just go ahead and blend in a few shots and show you this at night and show you that you can then highlight clouds, brighten it up, allow more light in.
Of course! More light plus shit gear equals higher accuracy, fidelity photos, not a total mess that means nothing to no bastard.
And see more of the nighttime canopy, what I call it, the action behind the action, if you were to zoom into these photos.
You do say a whole lot of nothing, don't you? Can't explain your points, I just gotta listen and believe your nonsense.
What's projecting that then to you is this. This is called Satellite Dave J, being that
this what?
nobody else wanted to own it. Nobody else even wants to tell me that they see it.
I wish I frickin' could!
Alright. And there is one person who has a video up that has helped out and has shown people that this is in fact real.
Okay, why don't you splice in that clip to prove your point? Oh no, I guess that would take a modicum of effort and skill, never mind.
Alright, you can see it, and as long as you know what you're looking at, and I'm trying to show you here what you're looking at.
I still have no idea what you're talking... Ah, never mind, I see it. Awesome.
You will then see this image, which is what you see as the moon, and you will see the projector off to, if it's going to be, if you're in the
it's almost like you have no goddamn idea what you're talking about.
United States, let's say, it'll be to your right and below. If you're down, if you're farther below what's called the equator, and I'll get to that in a minute, you will see it on your other side, your left.
How long has this video been going on for anyway? Less than 5 minutes. Oh god. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I just have to go take this thing. It should help me deal with this problem. Why can't I die?